Hey everybody, welcome back to another super-powered edition of Shoreviewken. Today we're taking a look at one of my favorite fighting games from the 90s, and a game that, along with X-Men, Children of the Atom, kicked off the Capcom Marvel series of fighting games. It's Marvel's Superheroes for the mighty Sega Saturn. This game was obviously developed and published by Capcom, first in the arcades in 1995, and on the Saturn in 1997. It was also released on the PlayStation, but for my money, the Saturn version is the superior console port of this game, especially if you have the assistance of a RAM expansion cart. It's also the only game in the series that's at least loosely based on the Infinity Gauntlet story arc from the comic books, and by loosely, I mean it features both the Infinity Gems and Thanos as a final boss character. But other than that, there's really no plot to speak of, just a bunch of superheroes duking it out, which is really all I ever wanted. If you've played any of the later Marvel games by Capcom, then the gameplay in Marvel Superheroes should be more or less what you'd expect. It's the same basic, fast-paced gameplay as the Versus series, minus the tag function, but it includes one unique thing not present in any of the later games in the series, and that's the Infinity Gem system, which lets you use the various Infinity Gems in the middle of a fight to grant yourself all kinds of power-ups. For example, you can increase your speed, boost your attack damage and defensive power, or even recover a big chunk of your health using the Soul Gem. The addition of the Infinity Gem system makes Marvel Superheroes especially fun, because on top of that, it's just an all-around great fighting game with super tight controls and an awesome cast of characters. It's admittedly not nearly as big of a roster as later games in the series, but you get all of the essentials like Iron Man, Spider-Man, and Dr. Victor Von Doom, along with a whole bunch of others. It's great fun, whether you're playing alone or enjoying a little friendly competition, and the graphics and sound design are outstanding. One of the best looking and sounding fighting games of the entire generation, in fact. Every character looks great. They're very well represented in this more anime art style, while their portraits are lifted directly from the pages of Marvel Comics, and each character has a unique stage that fits with their persona, so you could be fighting on the side of the Daily Bugle or in Shumagarot's alternate crazy dimension. They're all colorful and detailed and add a lot of character to an already great game, and with the use of a RAM expansion cart, you get what is basically an arcade-perfect experience, and the soundtrack is the cherry on top. Again, some of my favorite music from any fighting game. In particular, the themes for Spider-Man and Captain America are some of the best tracks ever included in a 2D fighter. So with all of that combined, amazing gameplay, a diverse cast of characters, beautiful graphics, and one of the all-time great video game soundtracks, this one is a classic, a must-play for any fighting game fan.
Tornado claw. Pow! Drill claw. Heel slash. Heel slash. Heel slash. Heel slash. Berserker barrage. Berserker barrage. Drill claw. Drill claw. Berserker barrage. Berserker barrage. Heel slash. Berserker barrage. Heel slash. Tornado claw. Berserker barrage.
So it's obvious that I have a lot of high praise to give this game. I think it's amazing, and it gets my highest recommendation, especially if you've played and enjoyed other Marvel fighters made by Capcom. This one is well worth going back to, and there are a number of different avenues you can take if you want a physical copy for yourself, the cheapest of which is definitely the Japanese Sega Saturn version, which can usually be found online complete for about $30, and like I said, it is also available for the PlayStation and was later made available for Xbox Live Arcade and the PlayStation Network, so it's not hard to come by at all. It's Marvel Superheroes, and it is awesome.